Thanks for the introduction. I'm a second-year PhD student at UC San Diego. Today, I will present Indirector. In this work, we reverse engineer the precise structure of Intel Indirect Branch Predictor and their BTI defenses for the first time, and two high-precision target injection attacks are proposed. Let's start with some background. As we know, Branch Predictor plays a crucial role in modern CPU by steering its front end. It helps identify the branch instructions, their directions, and target addresses. It includes various dedicated structures to provide predictions for various kinds of branches. For jump instructions in x86, there are direct, conditional, and indirect branches. In this work, we only focus on indirect branch prediction, which involves branch target buffer, BTB, indirect branch predictor, IBP, and path history register, PHR. The prediction process is divided into two steps. The first step is to look up in the BTB using its PC address. If it's a BTB hit, CPU will predict for it. But the problem with indirect branch is that it reads the target from the register on memory location at runtime. In other words, the number of targets can be unlimited. BTB cannot remember all the targets for it in one single entry. So it asks IBP for help. IBP is searched by the PHR, which records global branch history. The idea behind that is, for indirect branch, a different target is likely to be correlated to a different branch history. So IBP can rely on PHR to capture this correlation and predict the target under different contexts. In the branch target injection attack, also known as Spectre V2, the attacker targets indirect branches and hijacks its IBP entry. The attacker first finds IBP aliasing with the victim, and then overwrites with a leaked gadget. Then the victim is misled to this gadget during speculation. However, finding IBP aliasing is a non-trivial thing in modern CPUs because their IBP designs are complex and undocumented, and this component is even overlooked. Previous attacks claim they are attacking BTB, but in fact, they are attacking IBP. They lack understanding of its structure, so they usually use inefficient brute force approach to find aliasing. So understanding IBP is important. From an attacker's view, this can help us understanding existing injection attacks better. We will know how they really work at the real microarchitecture level. This also allows us to launch injection attacks with greater efficiency, and more importantly, with a precise understanding, we can discover new injection surfaces inside BPU. And from the defender's view, this enables us to deconstruct the Intel BTI defenses for the first time. And we will know how Intel implements them and if there are any remaining attack surfaces. And what's more, faster attack means defenses need to enable more frequently. However, this may cause unpalatable overhead. So this may also inspire future defenses and secure BPU designs. Next, I'll show how we reverse engineered the indirect branch predictor. We take Intel's Golden Eruptor Cove microarchitectures as examples. We first confirm some BTB details. The BTB has 1K sets, each with 12 ways, and only PC is used as inputs, so each branch only owns one entry. And BTB only stores 32-bit target. It's need to concatenate the PC and the target to output prediction. As I introduced before, for a multi-target indirect branch, PHR helps IBP predict. Some previous works from our lab have revealed that the PHR used for conditional branch prediction, and for the IBP, we found it's constructed in the same way. And all types of taken branches will update PHR. The process is, first, the old PHR value is left shifted by 2 bits, then it's combined with a footprint generated by both branch PC and target addresses. Since we know the precise function, we can set PHR to any value by changing branch addresses. Take this indirect branch as example. There is a random binary input stored in RAX, which decides the branch target. Under 50% of cases, it jumps to target 0. Otherwise, it jumps to target 1. When we set PHR value to a fixed value before executing the branch, it always has 50% misprediction. This means the target is colliding the IBP. However, when we create two different PHR states based on the input, IBP can generate perfect prediction under each context. And briefly, we found IBP uses the past 194 branches as input. Then we explore how the PC is used as input. There are two similar branches here, having the same PHR setup, where they have different PC56 IBP predicts well. However, with same PC56, they collide in the IBP. This means besides from PHR, PC is also used as inputs. We continue to explore its associativity. Here are M branches shared in the same PHR setup, but different PC. Under the same PHR setup, misprediction rate rises when the number of branches is larger than 6, and this misprediction pattern is quite stable. This indicates IBP is a set of associative and is only indexed by PHR and tagged by PC. It has 6 ways, but not exactly. We found under different PHR values, IBP associativity varies. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it drops to 4, sometimes and even 2. Long story short, after detailed analysis, we found IBP has 3 two-way tables. Each is indexed by a different length of PHR. This reminds us of the state-of-the-art predictor, ITTage, which means each table is indexed by a different length of branch history, but it requires a base predictor. What it is on Intel? We found it's BTB. We also found BPU predicts indirect branches only under BTB hit. So there are 2 prediction scenarios. On the left, the target is from IBP when both BTB and IBP hit. And interestingly, IBP stores a complete 48-bit virtual address under 64-bit mode, different from BTB. And on the right, when IBP misses, the target is from BTB. This provides us opportunities to inject into both components. The last piece is how PHR is hashed into an IBP index. From our test, PHR is XOR folded into a 9-bit index. And we found PHR is also used to calculate the tag, but it's folded into 11-bit value and XORed with PC to generate the IBP tag. Finally, this is the ITTage on Intel. There are 3 two-way IBP tables. Each has 512 sets indexed by different lengths of PHR. PHR is also used in the tag together with PC. And the last, BTB is used as base predictor. With a deeper understanding of IBP, we can deconstruct what Intel did to defend BTI. They proposed IBRS for cross-privilege, STIBP for cross-SMT, and IBPB, which is a more flexible fence instruction. And some previous works have analyzed their overhead and take a step further. How do these defenses impact BTB and IBP prediction? First, how does Intel defend without any hardware modifications for a pre-spectral CPU? We found once triggered IBRS on Skylake, it turns off the indirect branch prediction, while maintaining prediction for direct and conditional branches. Once it is reset, previously allocated entries are still there and still visible to indirect branches. STIBP only disables the IBP. The prediction is always made from the BTB. The other 2 types remain unimpacted. For the IBPB, once triggered, it flushes both components entirely, which means invalidating all the entries. It also impacts the other 2 types. But for a post-spectral CPU, has Intel implemented new hardware level defenses? It turns out that they don't turn off the prediction. IBRS and ITBP only flush BTB entries for indirect branches. And it doesn't even flush IBP. This IBP entry remains. Prediction will continue once the BTB entry gets validated again. Why IBPB chooses to flush IBP? The reason why the first 2 don't flush IBP is that we found its entry is now tagged with core ID and privilege level. Intel seems to describe this as enhanced defense, which is only supported by newer CPUs. They provide natural isolation cross-privilege and cross-SMT, which saves overhead from completely disabling the prediction. But attack surfaces still remains. No process or threat info is included, so cross-process or threat attacks are still available. And additionally, because they are used as tag rather than index, we can easily launch contention-based attack within the same IBP set. We are also able to improve injection attacks and discover new injection surfaces. In the victim process, there are the victim indirect branch and a secret-dependent leak gadget. To create IBP injection, the attacker needs to know where the victim entries locate. They are dependent on victim PHR states, but the attacker doesn't know this information. We propose iBranch locator to search IBP aliasing precisely and efficiently. The first step is to locate victim IBP set. We use a contention-based technique to scan IBP. When the victim and attacker co-locate in the same set, we detect contention happening between them, Otherwise, no contention happens. Then we locate the victim entries by searching tag aliasing. We found PC is XORed with PHR at the final step in the tag hash function. This means only 11 bits need to be brute forced to get all the tag permutations instead of the entire PHR. Once we detect misprediction, we successfully find IBP aliasing. Using iBranch locator, we need at most 512 plus 2K attempts to get IBP aliasing. Because we have precisely searched the exact IBP structure, it bypasses the need for knowing the victim branch history, and the total search time is stable and efficient. After getting the aliasing, IBP injection can be launched. However, under full ASLR, finding fully aliased virtual target is challenging. While BTB stores 32-bit target, which sounds more feasible to break, can we inject into BTB and mislead indirect branches by BTB prediction? The answer is yes. BTB can also be exploited as an injection surface. The first step is to use index locator to evict the victim from IBP. In this way, the prediction is biased towards BTB. Then we use the 32-bit target to inject, and last, we extract the secret. Our evaluation shows that injection is only successful under both IBP eviction and BTB injection is enabled. It's more efficient to find aliasing, practical under current defenses, and full ASLR. And for the full ASLR, it only randomizes bit above 12. But do we really need to exhaustively search these 20 bits of the leak gadget? We propose a new BTB side channel to quickly break them. First, we break PC 14 to 12 by scanning only 8 BTB sets, because these 3 bits are used as BTB index. So when the victim is not in the set, we can measure 12 ways. Otherwise, we detect 1 less. After locating the set, we break its tag. Victim and attacker can use separate entries when they have different tag. With the same tag, they collide. So far, we can locate the victim BTB entry and extract gadget 23 to 12. The final step is to brute force the rest 8 bits of injection target and monitor BTB injection. Once it is detected, these 20 bits are recovered. In this way, the number of attempts can be reduced from 2 to the 20 to less than 800. And to mitigate an injection, the strategy from the vendors is to trigger IBPB more frequently, like in transitions between all security domains and all the context switches. But it may cause huge overhead, so we must just stay cautious about it. And more complex tag, encryption, or randomization can be considered in future BPU designs. To sum up, we reviewed the precise IBP structure on recent Intel CPUs for the first time, and we deconstruct Intel BTI defenses for the first time. At last, this enabled 2 high-precision target injection attacks and 1 new method to break ASLR. I'm happy to take your questions.